Hey Poxpro, it's guys, welcome back to another video. Today in Fallout 76, I'm going to be going over how to get fiber optics, and we're going to go ahead and start off with the method that I think is the best way and the fastest way to actually farm fiber optics, and then afterwards I will mention a couple other methods, and then of course, like always, I'll put more methods in the description below. That way, if you are interested, you can also explore those options. First off, you can get fiber optics by looting junk piles, or using extractors on junk piles and workshops, or on junk nodes around the map. Or you can get fiber optics by scrapping down junk you loot from the world, or you can get fiber optics by killing certain enemies. One particular enemy that we're going to be targeting, which I think is going to be the best method, is going to be fog crawlers. Fog crawlers are mostly spawning on the right side of the map, and we're actually going to go to a location that tends to spawn around 3 of them. And a fog crawler has a chance of dropping fiber optics bundle, which is actually going to be really good for us, and especially if it's going to be a group of 3, I think it'll be very fast to farm. So let's go ahead and check it out. You can go ahead and go down to Dabney Homestead, which is going to be down here a little bit, Dabney Homestead, and this is going to be across from like this red building. Alright, so I server hopped a couple times, and here we are. We have fog crawlers, there's 3 of them, and so when you're server hopping at the Dabney Homestead, when you join the server, if it says clear enemies from the homestead, most likely there's going to be a group of enemies here. So far I've seen frogs or fog crawlers, so the consistency is pretty good. If it just says claim workshop instead of clear the enemies as the objective, then most likely there's no enemies. It's still good to check, but you can kind of use that to kind of speed up your server hopping if you'd like. But let's go ahead and kill these fog crawlers, and I'll show you what they drop. They are a bit on the harder side to fight, so do be careful. Alright, so all 3 of them are down, and you can see right here, fiber optics bundle times 4. Which is huge. So this is 4 fiber optics right here, 4 fiber optics bundles. This one dropped 3, and this one dropped 6. And if you're looking for the antiseptic, this is a good way to farm antiseptic as well. So we can grab all of that, and boom. Just like that, I think we got, I can actually check how much we got from that. So we have 13 fiber optics from 1 run, and it took like 5 minutes to just kill them. And then this is an example where I joined the server and it says claim the workshop, so there's most likely no mobs here. But just a quick check, yeah, so the area is clear. So if you see that as soon as you join the server, you might as well just go ahead and server hop and save yourself some time. Alright guys, so I've been server hopping for a little bit, and it looks like there's there's like a 1 in 3 chance that you'll get the fog crawlers. It'll either be frogs or gulpers from just the server hopping that I've been doing so far. Alright, so it would seem that after a bunch of testing, Dabney Homestead seems to be the most consistent spawn for at least 3 of the fog crawlers. Everywhere else is not too great of a chance. So that's going to be method 1, which I think is very solid if you can get the good RNG and consistently server hop on Dabney Homestead. And if you get the 3 fog crawlers, boom, you get like 10 plus fiber optics right off the bat. Our next method is going to be looting a location, which is going to be the AVR Medical Center, and it will yield 7 microscopes. The medical center is going to be at the very top of the ash heap, right at the bottom of Vault 76. If you go all the way across from Vault 76, it's going to be right here, this large kind of green building, and we can go ahead and head there now. Alright, so we have arrived, and this is going to be the location, and we pretty much want to go ahead and go inside, and we're going to be able to loot 7 microscopes. And the yield isn't going to be as much. Fiber optics is actually pretty hard to come by. I'm going to be leaving a bunch of other locations in the description that you can loot for microscopes, but this is at least what's listed as the highest yielding location of microscopes, which you can then scrap down for fiber optics. Alright, so this is one of the rooms in the building, and here's an example of the microscope. So we're going to loot these 2. And we can go and take a look at how much each microscope gives. So 1 microscope only gives 1 fiber optic, and there's only 7 in this building, and this is supposed to be the building that has the most fiber optics in terms of microscopes. And interiors for buildings take a long time to reset, so you actually can't just server hop this location because you have to go through a loading screen to get into the interior. Which means you get 7 microscopes, you get 7 fiber optics, and that's it for about a day. Whereas if you can server hop the Dabney Homestead, and I got 13 fiber optics bundle and 1 clear, versus the 7 that I'm gonna get right now. So yeah, that's why I think farming the Dabney Homestead area is probably going to be more efficient in terms of your yield. It's just not as consistent, but you can probably end up getting more fiber optics in a shorter period of time than waiting like every day to loot this location once and the other locations once. So you pretty much want to go ahead and loot the rest of this building. You're going to be looking for the room on the first floor, there's a room on the second floor, and then there's a basement. And in total, you'll have 7 microscopes. This is another room where there's more microscopes. So most of the microscopes are going to be in interiors, which makes them extremely hard to just rinse and repeat farm. But I'm looking down the list and I see a location at the Lumber Co. So I'm going to go ahead and head over there. And it looks like there's going to be 1 fiber optic bundle in a boat west of Lumber Co. Alright, so we have arrived at the WV Lumber Co., which is going to be above Vault 76 in the top left corner at this building right here. We're going to be looking for a motorboat to the west of Lumber Co., and there should be a fiber optics bundle in the motorboat. So pretty much just look for the water area. I believe this is supposed to be the motorboat. Let's go ahead and hop inside. And right here we can see fiber optics bundle, take 3, and boom. So this location is actually farmable because it's not an interior. So if you're going to be looking at the other methods, I highly recommend, instead of doing interiors, if you want to like farm it quickly, to just server hop on exterior spawning locations, because interiors take time to reset. And then I also wouldn't really recommend going the junk extractor route if you specifically only want fiber optics, just because it's a 1 in 13 chance, according to the Google Doc, of it actually being a fiber optics bundle versus another junk item. So overall, it's not very efficient. I would recommend doing my first method, which is to just go ahead and farm Dabney Homestead. And there's a pretty good chance that when you go to Dabney Homestead, you will actually encounter 3 of the fog crawlers, and they drop a lot of fiber optics, so I thought that that was a pretty good method. Second best method is probably to farm exterior locations like Lumber Co. Another one that you could farm is the Ohio River Adventures down here on the left. So if I were to keep the server hopping on Lumber Co. and some player didn't already take it and I'm not on the same server, then I could constantly get these fiber optic bundles, but just in smaller quantities than killing the fog crawlers. I would say the other option, if you really want, is you can go around and loot all the interiors from microscopes once a day. That way you can maximize on your fiber optics. But yeah, fiber optics are pretty tough to come by. Hopefully this video kind of gave you a good idea of which method you want to use. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have any positive or negative feedback, also let me know. That way I can improve. But other than that, until next time.